There's a lot of urban legends out there. Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and a lot of these legends have turned into Roblox games, which got me thinking, where did these myths actually come from? And more importantly, are they actually true? Like for example, Stranger Things. There's a lot of Roblox games based off of this popular show, but did you know that Stranger Things may actually be based on a real life scenario? Now, if you don't know the story of Stranger Things, it pretty much tells a story of a small town that is next to a government facility where strange lab testings are being done. Human testing, psychic powers, and even monsters, like this Demogorgon over here. What happened? What did I get clawed? It wasn't even near this thing. What? What is that thing? Do not pet the demo bats. I died. I didn't actually think this show was based on anything real, but then I saw this video here.
Is Stranger Things based on a true story?
Yeah, actually. It is based on a place in Montauk, New York called Camp Hero. There was like rumors of secret government spies like doing human experiments to fight in the Cold War.
And so it got me investigating even further. There's also all these screenshots here, which compare the Stranger Things show with supposed actual screenshots of the real life Stranger Things, aka the Montauk Project. Which, by the way, the Stranger Things show was originally going to be called Montauk, but then they ended up changing it. And so what exactly is the Montauk Project? Well, let's take a look at this video here.
This real-life story is what the hit TV series Stranger Things was based on.
Okay.
Did you know that Stranger Things was originally supposed to be called Montauk?
Yep, that is true.
That real experiments were conducted at Camp Hero, or Montauk Air Force Station in Montauk, New York. Stories about the Montauk Project have circulated since the 80s, after residents started reporting strange dreams and headaches after a giant radar array was set up at the facility.
Okay, that's pretty weird.
According to a whistleblower, Preston Nichols, the facility was set up to explore psychological warfare techniques, which included teleportation, mind control, and time travel. Preston claimed that a real doorway to another dimension was opened up, and something else, or someone else, came through. This eventually caused the place to be shut down.
Okay, I'm not sure how true that ending part was, but there were some strange things happening around Montauk, New York, the place where the whole Montauk Project was said to have happened. Like for example, people found this mysterious creature washed up on shore, and it was dubbed the Montauk Monster. Yet this happened in the year 2008, and people were trying to figure out what exactly this thing was. People thought it was a combination of a raccoon, a sea turtle, a rodent, a dog, or a sheep. Many of which even believed that it was actually a science experiment from a nearby government facility. So did this mysterious creature escape some scientific lab similar to Stranger Things? No, it actually ended up just being a water-degraded raccoon. That's still pretty weird looking, I will say. But the Montauk Project, is it actually true? Well, I did manage to find this video here about Nina, aka the real-life 11 from Stranger Things.
She feels that enable people like Ingo Swann to leave their body and travel through space are thought to be responsible for causing objects to move. This rare talent for moving objects by force of will alone has been termed psychokinesis, or PK.
Yeah, so she was a Russian woman who claimed to have psychic powers, very similar to 11, and here she is moving some things.
These films and demonstrations, is she a sensitive or a charlatan?
Yeah, many people thought her story was real, that she was even studied by Soviet scientists in the years 1960s and 1970s. And now I do believe that 11 was actually inspired by this Nina person. I mean, 11's project was literally called the Nina Project, but there was a lot of speculation on her actually using hidden magnets and threads to perform her abilities. She was actually caught cheating on more than one occasion, but she did end up suing and did actually win. So that is pretty strange. A lot of people are skeptic about her actual abilities, if this is actually true or not. But it is said that because of this whole Nina thing, the US started the whole Montauk Project to begin experimenting on mind control and time traveling, but there's actually no proof on this actually existing. Honestly, I feel like this whole Montauk Project is actually fake. But what about the story of the Loch Ness Monster? A very popular urban legend that can also be found on Roblox, and it actually takes place in Loch Ness, a body of water in the Scottish Highlands, where many people have said to have seen something in the waters. Oh, look, there it is. There's Nessie right there. Uh-oh. Oh, she's after my boat. So yeah, if you don't know the story of the Loch Ness Monster, it all got incredibly popular in the year 1934 when this image known as the surgeon's photograph was taken. A weird, interesting creature with its head and neck poking out of the water. And now this image was taken by Dr. Wilson, who described the monster as having a swan-like neck protruding 3 feet above the surface of water, which means that this creature was actually incredibly big. And shortly after this picture was publicized to the world, many people who visited the Loch Ness waters also started seeing a mysterious monster. So here there's more screenshots of this thing. There's a whole body of Nessie, and then there's like some statues of this creature. Yeah, because of all of this, many people started believing in the actual Loch Ness Monster. And not only that, there's actually even earlier sightings dating back in 565 AD when an Irish monk had to cross the Loch Ness when he saw a monster surface and dart at another man who was swimming with the roar and its jaws open. Yeah, and even in the Wikipedia here, there's like a lot of different sightings from 1871, 1888. But now, what exactly was this mysterious beast? Was this surgeon photo actually real? Well, it turns out that this image was actually a zoomed in version of the full image. This is the full image, which as you can see is entirely small, which means if this monster is real, then it's probably like 2 feet long or something. And in the year 1991, it was actually revealed what this thing was. This whole creature was actually a toy submarine. And here in this image, you could see the Nessie part was made from plastic wood, painted gray, and it was only like 12 inches high, on top of which was standing on a 14-inch tin model submarine. And the people even did some testing in a local pond to try to grab pictures of this, thinking that it would be a good practical joke. So we know that this image is fake, but could the Loch Ness Monster have been real at some point? Well, back in the prehistoric times, there was a dinosaur known as the Plesiosaurus, which had existed 203 million years ago, but then became extinct 66 million years ago. So it doesn't seem like anyone could have witnessed this thing in real life. And not only that, but this dinosaur creature was only 1.8 meters long, and when compared to human, it's not really that big. But there was the Kronosaurus, which was an even more giant creature of the sea that kind of has a similar appearance to the depictions of the Loch Ness Monster. I mean, yeah, the skeletal system does look terrifying, but this couldn't have been the Loch Ness Monster, meaning that this creature is just completely a myth. But what about the Kraken, the large giant squid creature that is said to have consumed ships of large masses? Yeah, there's a lot of these games found on Roblox as well, but how real was this creature? This one's actually interesting because there's a lot of old depictions of what this creature could have looked like. Like here it is taking down a whole ship, and there's even people trying to recreate a video simulation on as to how large a Kraken would be compared to a ship. And honestly, these videos are pretty haunting. And so how did this whole story of a Kraken originate? Well, there's a historian in the year 1752 who made several claims about the Kraken, stating that the creature was sometimes mistaken for a group of small islands with fish swimming in between. There's also theories that the Kraken could even start whirlpools that would submerge sailors trying to cross its path. And even before this historian, there's actually Viking tales mentioning about massive sea creatures lurking in the deep waters. And now the scary thing about this is I actually kind of believe that this giant squid could have possibly existed. Maybe not being able to cause whirlpools or destroy giant ships, but there are actual sightings of like giant octopus and squids. Like for example, there's a creature literally called giant squid that its estimate size ranges to be between 39 feet to 43 feet, which by the way is twice the size of a giraffe. And yes, there is proof that these things actually exist. There's this picture here from 1954 of a giant squid that washed ashore in Norway, which by the way is where the Vikings were located, so they could have actually spotted these creatures. Like these creatures were so big they could even attack giant whales and everything. I mean, the sea is full of mysteries. Like someone actually filmed this squid that they found on the bottom of a drilling site. Like look how terrifying this thing is. Like it looks almost alien-like. And yes, this is 100% a real creature that exists. So I believe the Kraken originated from these giant squid creatures, which yes, can grow over 40 feet long. And I feel like a lot of these encounters were just exaggerated, but still actually pretty terrifying. But it's not as terrifying as this urban legend that can also be found in the seas. Like imagine you lived in a small village and you go on your boat at night and you come across this scary entity right here. Oh, what is that? Like no. What I just ran into there was the Umibozu, aka the sea monk. Yeah, there's a couple of Roblox games based off of this folklore, and it actually originates in Japan. And for more information about it, let's take a look at this video here.
You know about the sea monk? The Umibozu is a fascinating and terrifying yokai from Japanese folklore,
Yep.
also known as the sea priest. Sightings of this mysterious creature have been reported all throughout Japan. The Umibozu appears to sailors as a giant black humanoid
Yo, that's
sending
terrifying.
fears into the hearts of those who witness it. The ship is either destroyed when it arrives and breaks the ship, or the sailors are demanded to provide a bucket or barrel. The barrel is then used to drown the ship. The only way to survive is to give a bottomless barrel and sail away while it's confused. They are believed to be spirits of drowned priests seeking revenge, or a type of shapeshifter or monster.
Okay.
If you survive an encounter, you are apparently blessed with good luck and a long life.
Huh.
Various rituals or offerings, such as tossing miso into the sea, are believed to repel them. So if you're ever in the sea near Japan, make sure to bring a bottomless bucket and some miso with you.
You had to bring a bottomless bucket? I mean, yeah, that's what it says in the Wikipedia here. But yeah, there's a lot of depictions of this giant creature. It's actually really fascinating. Apparently, there's even some recent sightings dating from 1971, but there's even some art depictions that it kind of looks like Cthulhu, which is a whole other legend we can talk about in another video. But yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.